Okay, Dr. Shetland here with you today, and I'm here with Catharine Arnston. She's amazing. You're going to love her presentation because we're talking about the product Energy Bits, which is algae, and she's going to blow your minds with this product because it's incredibly simple, easy digestible nutrition. So I'm just going to turn you loose there, Catharine, if you don't mind giving us the lowdown on Energy Bits.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Dr. J. It was great to meet you and great to be here now. So my company, Energy Bits, sells algae tablets in tiny little tablet form, and I'll describe them in greater detail in a minute. The blue one is spirulina, the green one is chlorella, and we'll go over some of the differences and the different benefits of the two algae and why you would take them at different times a day and what they do differently. I've been doing this for 13 years, so I'm deep in algae research and I don't say anything I don't have an NIH reference to. So everything is science-based. So there's nothing, no smoke and mirrors, no conjecture. And I wasn't planning on starting the company, but 15 years ago, my younger sister in Canada developed breast cancer. And as she was preparing for her chemotherapy, her oncologist, which is a cancer specialist, told her to change her diet to an alkaline diet, and because it would help with her healing. They didn't tell her what it was or why specifically it was good for her. So she called me, her big sister who loves her, and I turned out to be a really great scientific researcher. I found out that an alkaline diet was primarily a plant-based diet because of the phytonutrients and the chlorophyll that have been proven to build your immune system. So I found all kinds of foods for her. She changed her diet. She went through chemo. She completely healed. Yes, she's 12 years cancer-free. And in the process, I learned about the importance of plant-based nutrition. Now, some of you probably don't know much about plant-based nutrition, but 15 years ago, nobody was talking about it. Yeah. So I thought, man, this is powerful stuff. Somebody needs to get the word out. And I'm just that kind of individual that doesn't sit on the sideline. So I thought, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to try something. So I gave up my 25-year corporate career. I had an MBA, went back to school, studied nutrition, got a coaching certificate from the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. And then I taught plant-based nutrition at corporations and hospitals. I put a whole curriculum together. And this is what led me to algae. And you probably can relate to this because as I was teaching people about the importance of eating vegetables, I got a lot of pushback because people were telling me it's too much work. You know, vegetables weigh a lot to carry home from a grocery store. Maybe you don't live near a grocery store. They take up a lot of room in your fridge. They take a long time to clean, to cook, to eat. They go bad quickly. They give you gas. There's arguments at the dinner table with children and husbands. And so there was a million reasons why people weren't eating vegetables. So I thought, okay, I know what this stuff does. If people are having a problem getting access or taking the time, and it does take a lot of time to eat good meals, I thought I need to find something that's fast and easy that gives them the nutrition without any of the work. Sounds impossible, right? But I'm not, I was on Shark Tank and they told me I was unstoppable, which is correct. So I looked at everything I'd found for my sister, just in deeper dive, and it took me months before I circled back to algae. And that's when the miracle happened. And I'm so excited to tell you all about it, but let me give you a couple of top notes. First of all, algae is the most alkaline food in the world, which was why my sister's oncologist wanted her to have an alkaline diet. And we'll talk about the importance of an alkaline diet later on. So that box was checked. Turns out algae is the most nutrient dense food in the world. NASA, we have a quote from NASA that says 1 gram of algae, microalgae, has the same nutrition as 1,000 grams of vegetables, 1 to 1,000. And it's because, and you'll find out, microalgae is so tiny, you can't see it with your eye, and about 1 million of the cells would fit on the head of a pin. So when you think about the consolidation of that nutrition, you start to understand the efficiency of the nutrients. It's also been endorsed by the United Nations as the answer to world hunger. Why? Drum roll. Algae has the highest concentration of protein in the world. So 50 years ago, United Nations identified spirulina algae as a very critical nutrient, and yet it still isn't understood here in North America. It has 3 times the amount of protein as steak, and as you'll find out, it's a complete protein. It has all 9 aminos that your body can't make. It has 18 of the 20. On top of that, Algae is the most studied food in the world. I know it's hard to believe that something so studied would be unknown to you, but it's because none of these studies, scientists like to talk to other scientists. Dr. J will probably confirm that. And it's rare that they talk to consumers. So while in Asia, where it's grown, some people know some of the science, none of this has been shared with you, although it's been around for almost 100 years. So science-based and internationally endorsed. It's a food crop. That's the other thing. Algae is not a supplement. I'm going to show you pictures of algae farms. This is a spirulina farm, and this is a chlorella farm. So there's two important things here to know. First of all, algae is food, not a supplement. Supplements are made in factories with high heat and extracts, and algae is a crop, no different than broccoli or lettuce. So that's number one, it's food. Number two, it's not from the ocean. Yes, there is algae in the ocean, but we grow ours, and almost all the spirulina and chlorella that you consume is grown in fresh water. So no contamination from the ocean. It's a food group. And as if that wasn't enough, algae has been used for over 50 years in Asia. The Japanese do not leave their house without chlorella algae. They do not take supplements in Japan. They take chlorella algae, which you're going to find out is a wellness detox algae. Spirulina is a nourishing, energizing algae. And we'll talk more about that later on. But here's the thing. You don't know about algae because it's not grown here. 99% of it is grown in Asia. 99% of it is consumed in Asia. And so the little bit, it's been sold here for about 50 years, and you might put it in your smoothie, but it's a superfood, but no one's ever explained to you what it actually does. And also the quality has been very poor. Most of it came from China. Ours is in Taiwan. So when I saw that it was alkaline, high protein, nutrient dense, science-based, and internationally endorsed, used safely in Asia, and just basically either not known or misunderstood, but it has unbelievable health benefits, that's when I decided 13 years ago I was going to devote the rest of my life to helping everyone outside of Asia understand what algae is and why you need it desperately. It could be the lifeline to keeping you and your family alive. And it's not a grandiose statement. When you see the science, I'm going to tell you later today, you'll understand why it's absolutely essential for you to take both of these algae